Hey there. I keep thinking about the version of you that survived. Not the polished version, not the one who looks composed now. The one who stayed when staying was difficult. The one who kept breathing through days that asked too much and gave too little back. That version deserves to be named because survival is rarely dramatic while it is happening. It looks ordinary from the outside. Getting out of bed, answering messages, going to work, making a meal, saying I'm fine when the truth is heavier. But ordinary does not mean easy. Sometimes the hardest work a person does is invisible, and that invisibility can make it feel as though it never counted. It counted. It counted every time you carried disappointment without letting it swallow your whole life. It counted every time you learned to live with an ending you did not choose. It counted every time you kept your tenderness intact in a season that tried to make you hard. You did not simply pass through those days, you were shaped by them. And maybe that is why this matters so much, because people often praise what is visible: achievement, certainty, momentum, arrival. They speak more easily about becoming than enduring. But there is a quiet dignity in endurance. There is a kind of wisdom that only comes from surviving what you did not think you could survive. Not because pain is noble, it is not, but because continuing anyway asks something deep of a person. The version of you that survived learned things no easy season could teach: how to keep going without guarantees, how to trust yourself again after being shaken, how to carry grief without letting it define every room you enter, how to remain open, even a little, after life has given you reasons to close. That version may not feel heroic. They may feel tired. They may feel unfinished. They may still carry fear in places no one sees. But I hope you understand this. Surviving was not nothing. It was work. It was courage. It was the quiet decision made again and again not to disappear. So, before you ask more of yourself, pause and look back with honesty. There was a self who held the line when no one else could. There was a self who made it through. That self deserves gratitude, not criticism. They deserve gentleness. They deserve to be remembered with respect. And maybe this is the part that matters most. You are not standing here by accident. You are here because something in you refused to let the story end where it tried to end. You are here because even in the middle of fear, exhaustion, and uncertainty, some part of you kept choosing life in the smallest ways possible. That choice mattered. It still matters. You do not need to turn your survival into a performance. You do not need to make it sound prettier than it was. What happened was hard. It left marks. It changed the way you moved through the world. But it did not empty you out. If anything, it revealed what could not be taken from you: your capacity to remain, to feel, to begin again without being fully certain you could. That is not a small thing. That is the kind of strength that does not announce itself, the kind that does not need to be loud to be real, the kind that lives in the person who keeps showing up with a tired heart and still makes room for another day. So let this be a moment of recognition, not pressure. A moment to honor the one who carried you here without asking for applause. A moment to say plainly and without hesitation, what you survived was real, and so was the effort it took to survive it. You are here, not as proof that nothing hurt you, not as evidence that it was easy. You are here as evidence that pain did not get the final word. You are here with your tenderness still intact, your mind still reaching, your heart still capable of meaning. You are here with a history that did not break your ability to become more than what tried to hold you down. And if no one has said it with enough weight, let me say it now. I am glad you stayed. I am glad the version of you that survived did not give up on the rest of your life. I honor the cost of that. I honor the quiet bravery of it. And I believe there is still more ahead of you than the hardest chapters would ever allow you to see.